which is about SAA, the Department of Public Enterprises, now says it's continuing its talks with National Treasury to raise funds to assist South African Airways. The troubled airline is reviewing, for its part, further flight schedule amendments after cancelling some of its local and international flights this week. Well, how are the cancellation impacting jobs at the airline? What's the effect of this on employment there? ENC's Heidi Jokos is at the OR Tambo International Airport, joining us now live there. She's tracking that story for us. Heidi, good morning. You are at OR Tambo. There must be concerns, around there, whether or not this ongoing cash challenges that SAA is facing and other performance challenges, how they'll impact on jobs.
Most definitely, Brian, and this is something that unions have reiterated time and time again about the concern of SAA, the state of SAA, how many jobs are going to be cut given they are going through a restructuring process. But joining me now to discuss this further is the national spokesperson of Numsa, Phakamile Hlubi-Majola. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Let's just start off with the fact that SAA has still not received the 2 billion rand that was promised by government. They've also gone through a consolidation process to cancel certain flights or rather re-look at routes. What are your concerns about the 2 billion rand and the restructuring of these flights?
Well, this is deeply concerning for us as Numsa and SACA. We issued a statement yesterday to condemn what was happening, because what we are actually seeing here, Heidi, is the deliberate collapse of South African Airways. What we are seeing is a sabotage of the business rescue process. And the reason why we are describing it as sabotage is that it is completely unacceptable to us that on the 22nd of January, after government made a very clear commitment on the 5th of December already, that they would ensure that 2 billion rand would be made available for operating capital for SAA. It is shocking that on this day we still don't have money. We still have no confirmation of where the money will come from, if the money will actually be provided by the end of the week. I've seen media reports and comments that the finance minister has made on the sidelines of Davos, where he says they are apparently working feverishly to deal with this issue. Frankly, that's just not good enough. By the time they made the announcement on the 5th of December, that money should have already been made available. We should not be having discussions now where we are attempting to resolve the situation as if we didn't know what was coming.
And just speak to us about the concerns around job losses, because SAA has indicated they are going to go through a restructuring process. Currently there is a business rescue process underway at SAA, and job losses are on the cards. It's inevitable for the airline.
Well, that is deeply worrying for us, and all along this is something that we have been trying very hard as unions to prevent. Even with the strike action that we embarked on late last year, it was to raise the alarm around the rampant mismanagement of this state-owned entity. The fact that no one was intervening, even at that stage, to prevent the collapse of the airline. You must understand that for us to find ourselves at the point of business rescue, it's because there was a failure to implement the turnaround strategy. That's actually what this is about. A complete failure of managing this SOE, ensuring that it's able to run, ensuring that it's sustainable. Decisions were not taken to support the turnaround strategy. The airline collapsed. It's now under business rescue. Those who are responsible for this crisis must pay the price. It is absolutely unacceptable that 10,000 workers stand to lose their jobs purely because of mismanagement and looting at the highest level, starting with Pravin Gordhan, going all the way down to the board and the exco of SAA.
And Phakamile, just speak to us about Numsa's stance on the business rescue process currently underway at the airline. We've heard some comments from the business rescue practitioners that they are trying to rescue the business and they are working with government to secure that 2 billion rand. As Numsa, who was at the forefront of that strike, trying to ensure that workers are protected, what is your stance? Do you think that this business rescue process is working?
It's definitely in jeopardy, and what we are trying trying to do now as unions is to fight for that process. What we've always said from the beginning is that South African Airways must be turned around. South African Airways must be, the way that it's been run must be radically changed. We've always said as unions that SAA's biggest cost driver has always been the bloated, largely corrupt 25 billion rand per year procurement spend, which no one has intervened in. And if we had taken the necessary steps months ago prior to this, we wouldn't even be at the point of business rescue. Our plan, which we presented both to DPE and the Office of the Presidency, and which we hope will find expression even in the business rescue process, speaks directly to the issues which are choking SAA's balance sheet. The extremely high procurement spend, the direct intervention in corruption, direct intervention on evergreen long-term multinational contracts. So those are things that need urgent attention. Now the problem is that we can't even do that. We've engaged with the business rescue practitioners. We feel confident that they are actually keen to rescue the business. You get the sense that that is what they want to do. They've even issued statements to the effect that they believe that this entity can be turned around. What's stopping them from doing their work is the fact that government is not committing. And they made that very clear to us. They made it very clear to us that their problem is that government has not, up until this point, shown a clear commitment to the rescue of SAA. And when you look at the comments that were made by both the Minister of DPE, Pravin Gordhan, and Tito Mboweni in the months leading up to this, where they, on different platforms, said SAA must be privatized. Tito said it should just be sold. My friend can buy it, like, as if he's speaking about a spaza shop. So insulting about a state-owned entity. We believe that this actually stops with them. They are directly responsible for this. They have demonstrated time and time again that they're not committed to any more financial support of SAA. They would prefer a scenario where SAA was liquidated and sold, and we're actually seeing that happen right in front of our eyes.
Great, thanks so much. We appreciate your time. So that was just a perspective from Numsa as national spokesperson, Phakamile Hlubi-Majola, just explaining to us, their stance on the business rescue process and how they believe that's in jeopardy.
Thank you very much, Heidi Jokos, there at the OR Tambo International Airport.